What is up, guys? Thomas on the one here, and today I'm going to be doing my Railway Series Story Competition prize review. Excuse me. This is a review for Northwestern 04 and for One Railway Remakes and Reviews, because they both came in first place and second place respectively. And the engine they both suggested me to review was none other than Jock, the new engine. Now, before I get into this review, I would like to explain that I am in a new location, well, not really a new location, but a different place, because instead of being on my desk, I've kinda, yeah, it's kind of been occupied. But no biggie, we can still do the review here. Anyways, Jock is a very nice model. He's actually, I think, the only yellow ERTL model that they ever made. And he's definitely the rarest, because he was the last ERTL model ever made. If you're a true Thomas and Friends fan, you will know that. He's got a very nice face, although I feel compared to the Railway Series illustrations, it's too large. And also because it's constantly looking to our left and his right. If you're ever going to have him talk to a character, you can't have the character be on this side and have Jock be on the other side, because it'll just look awkward. If you're going to have it, you're going to have it on this side. But no biggie. Jock has some very nice detail. He's got nice silver, what are these, connecting rods, and by the way, all this silver along here and along here I added. Speaking of adding things, I added a lamp and gave him the silver on here. Let me just focus. There you go, you can see he has a very nice nameplate on both sides. But one interesting thing is on this side, his nameplate is actually higher up rather than this side, because there's an extra bar going on here. Oops, sorry. Going on there. You know what, since I just accidentally flipped him over, let me see if you can... There you go, you can see 2004 is when this model was made. It was the last ERTL model ever made. Though not the last ERTL Thomas & Friends product. That would have to go to a viaduct, which I really want. Anyways, he's got, as I said, some nice details. He's got a little symbol there for the Arsdale Railway, though it doesn't have any text, but that's excusable because of how small it is. And it says Arsdale on the side of his tender. And the other side. And I added a back lamp. Now, for the things I don't like about this model, sorry about that edit there, I just had to do something my mum just called me. Excuse me. Now, anyways, as I was saying, for the things I don't like about this model, as I already mentioned, how I don't like it always is facing to one side. I don't actually really like how these bits were dealt with. These, hang on, let me just focus. There we go. How these parts up here, how they are all solid. And I know they couldn't, make it extremely thin but open, but it just kind of looks weird when you see, such a nice model, and then just how it's all yellow along here, and then it just goes in like a hump that's black from a distance. I don't like how there's no lining on the back. And I think that they could have... Probably can't see it very well, but I wish they would have added some cab detail, because models like Emily have at least a boiler. And for something that isn't actually the model's fault, well, kind of, but isn't ERTL's fault, is this model is so freaking expensive and rare. I got this 3 years ago, I think, at this point. Because I got this in 2015, right when Solo's Legend of the Lost Treasure was coming out. But because it was the last ERTL model ever made, it was obviously the least produced. And I must be honest, and sorry if I sound like I'm bragging here, but I got this model for £10. Yes, £10 was all I won this model for, which is a steal. Absolute steal. Now, before I end the review, I would just like to compare something. So let me just go back in a second. Okay, I'm back. So what I would like to compare is the height of Jock compared to a Take and Play Arsdale engine. I'm just going to use Rex because he was the most open one for me to grab. Now, as we all know, ERTL models are significantly smaller than Take and Play. Well, Take and Play used to be bigger, but now that's gone. But anyways, let me just compare the height. And this actually might surprise you, but they are roughly the same height, except for Jock's funnel, but his funnel's meant to be really tall. This is amazing, honestly, because not only does it allow you to use them both in conjunction, because ERTL only ever made Frank and Jock in ERTL. They never made Mike, Rex, or Bert, even though I think they were planning on making on Mike, but because the ERTL line was discontinued, they never got the chance. So, the fact that these two are so similar in height is either pure coincidence, or Mattel actually being sneaky and clever for once. Now, the length of them both is slightly iffy. If I just pick the camera up, you can see how coupling to coupling, hang on. There you go, probably can't tell, but it's coupling to coupling. Rex is a lot shorter, but because of the gigantic lump of a magnet and his tiny yet tall tender, their lengths are completely off. Now, boiler to boiler, they are roughly almost the same length, except for Jock's cabin, half of his boiler is longer. But if Rex was slightly longer, not counting his lump of a coupling, it would actually be really impressive. But boiler to boiler, their tenders are actually roughly the same size, except for the ridiculous height. So anyways, that is it for this review of ERTL Jock. I'm so happy to be doing these ERTL reviews again, because I really feel like I haven't done one of these in so long. Episode 4 will come eventually, but it will no longer be the original idea. It will still be an episode featuring around the mountain engines, but it'll be more like a short episode. And don't expect episodes to come out monthly, or at least like in a period of 3 months anymore. I will make them when I feel the motivation and how long it takes me to make them. So, that is, as I said, my review of ERTL Jock. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.